Triactive Media's Phoenix e-commerce suite includes a PIM, which allows our distributors, built from the ground up. It allows our distributors to manage their products, categories, media, all kinds of content in one nice, easy solution. Today, we're going to be talking about the import-export capabilities within the PIM. We're going to start with the exports. Very easy to choose PIM products, get into the entire products section, which is by default the section you go into when you log into our PIM. In the products section, you can actually limit by categories. So if I wanted to limit my result set by all my abrasive rolls, I can do that. I'm going to actually limit by search. So same thing as a website. As I type in my search, I get a group of items that fit those search results. These are my caustic adhesive line. I'm going to export my master content documents and text specs today. For the master content, this includes a wide variety of information, the general type of information that belongs to an item. So web description, manufacturer, part number, possibly brand name. I always include item code and extended description, so I know which products I'm working with. But as you can see by the list, there are features that you can export, HTML blocks, combined search logic, categories. There are flags for behaviors, as well as how we set up SEO and work with some SEO data here. So all this is exportable in the PIM. So I'm going to go and submit my data to export, in which case I will get a file created. Usually I get a file pop up here, and then it just pops up into my Excel spreadsheet. The items contained in my listing: return item FRECNO, item web description, item manufacturer part number, item brand name, item code, and the extended description. So these are the fields I've chosen to export. Again, any one of those fields that you saw in that listing before can be exported. And from here, you can go about changing your data or adding new data into the system. So this is the format that would be used for the import. You export your data, you make changes and or add data, and you can re-import it back in. That's simple. So here we're going to change this manufacturer to 3M. I'm going to also change the extended description, or maybe the item description. Let me see, do I have the item code, item manufacturer part, item web description. So let's go into here. So this has the terminology. I can edit anything I want in the product. I'm going to wipe that out, and I'm going to say caustic best adhesive is leading the way. Right, and we're going to say file save. This is going to save to my download area. I'm going to go back to my PIM. I'm going to export documents. So it's just, again, the result set. I'm going to click export documents. My documents exported. So the item, I have a FRECNO for it. So this rows 2 and 3 are the same item. I see the item code. I have the item description. I have the title of the documents, the document type. Whether it's a video, a spec sheet, you actually get to title your different document types. So if you have CAD drawings, if you had MSDSs, you create the names of your document types, and then the order in which those documents appear within that document type section. So I have one video that appears. We're going to leave it at 1, but let's say I had 2 spec sheets or maybe a manual guide that I'm also going to put in my spec sheet section. I would label the spec sheet the order of 1, that would appear first, and then my guide would be ordered number 2, that would appear second on the page when I'm looking at the product. File path is where that document is stored. So for videos, this video points out to a YouTube video. The spec sheet points to an internal shared server. The delete flag, you'll notice on the export, they're all set to no. But this flag comes in into possibility when we're talking import. So for example, if I've uploaded spec sheets that no longer apply to the product, I can actually choose to delete those spec sheets on the next round by choosing yes, file save, and import the spec sheet. If I wanted to add another spec sheet, I would just insert a row, You don't need the item code and item description, but I'll drop it down anyway. What is important is the FRECNO, the title of the document. Let's say I had an MSDS, it would appear under spec sheets as a second document type. And I'm just gonna grab that document so that I know it exists, right? And then delete no. So by doing this, make sure that the FRECNO is what you want the FRECNO to be. So my Excel spreadsheet copied down and increased the value by 1. I need to have the FRECNO be correct. And then I just added another row. So I'm going to hit File, Save here. Now I'm going to go back to my export and I'm going to export the text specs. Again, text specs that exist for each and every item in my result set. So my text specs will appear with the FRECNO again, listed first, the item code, description, the text spec name, the text spec value, and whether or not that text spec will be deleted upon import. You'll see that rows 2 through 10 are all different kinds of text specs for this particular item. So for example, add new. I'm going to delete that one. And I also have new technology, new value. I'm going to get rid of that one, but I want to keep color, dries clear, depth 1 inch. So those are actual text specs that I might want to keep. I'm going to hit File, Save, and that is row 8, the FRECNO 8888. So I'm looking for best GO5. And to complete out the cycle, I'm going to go into the detail of best GO5 and just kind of show you that this information does exist. So I can edit anything I want. I removed from the master data. And in the documents and media section, I have the documents and media that apply to this particular item. Besides removing it here, but we can also remove it on the import as well as the text spec. So add new will get removed and new text spec, new value will get removed. So now that I've created those exports and I've saved those values, I just want to make sure I save the text spec. Right, I am now going to go run the import. So the imports are very simple. I go into selecting my file. So it is in my download section. It's my last item export that I did. I modified the file, I saved it. So I'm going to hit open. I'm going to hit upload. Job processes is now complete. I'm going to go into the document section. I don't think I deleted any documents here, but same thing. I'm going to go into the document export. It's really now an import because I modified the file. I'm going to hit upload. It's going to be processing the rows. Import results. Processing to succeed. So I'm going to hit close. You can always look at the jobs in the job section as well. Now text specs you'll notice isn't in here. So we go actually to the PIM level of text specs. I'm going to browse for my file. I'm going to hit my text specs. And I'm going to hit submit. If I needed a sample file, I could actually download the sample file here as well, but I did that in the export section. So I'm going to hit submit. This one says view job status. So this is where I'm actually going to go into my jobs and it gives me a link and it tells me how long it's running, whether the import was complete. There might be some more information. There might be, you know, depending on how many items, there might be a delay. It allows you to check that automatically. So there's different ways to do that. So now I'm going to go back to my PIM products and I'm going to go look at my changes. So again, I'm going to research. I'm actually going to go make sure the changes took effect. So in BS Best GO5 was the item that I made changes. You can see the adhesive is leading the way, right? Caustic Best adhesive. So that was changed. In the attribute and text spec, I don't have the new sections in here anymore. I just actually have the actual values I want to have. So my text specs updated correctly and my documents and media, I actually didn't change anything in my documents and media file. So there's nothing that changed in this particular file. It's just reordered. If you notice videos, blogs, spec sheets, it just changed the order in here. But that's not removing any kind of data or whatever on the page. And to look at the product on the page so that we can verify that the data actually, how it looks to our users, we just click that little icon in the upper right-hand corner. We're actually loading the page on the website. So we can check results as soon as we have them saved. And here is my saved changes. So Bostic Best leading the way. My brand 3M, I'm obviously going to have to go back and change that text spec value for 3M. My descriptions that I have for my products, my features, my text specs now don't have new category in there. And here's how my documents kind of look, the videos, the blogs, and some other content for my item. So import export, a very simple feature to use. It's a very effective way to update and manage content within the PIM. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, again, triactivemedia.com. You can also use the support at triactivemedia.com for all of our customers. Thank you and have a great day.